Hello everyone and welcome. In this video I'm going to talk about how to write two files using Python. So let's get into it. Now I have this text file over here. Notice that it is saved in the same folder as my Python script. And it has like a list of months in here. And now imagine that I want to add another month to my list, but without altering the income.txt file directly. So I want to do that using my Python script. Now, before I do that, I actually have to show you something that might sound a bit weird, but I promise you it'll make sense in a minute. So I'm actually going to try to open a file that doesn't exist. So stick with me, it will make sense in a second. So I'm going to write with. Now this keyword basically just closes the file automatically after we're done using it so that we don't have to do that manually. And then open, and here I'm going to put the name of my file. Now my file doesn't exist yet, so I can name it whatever I want. I'm going to name it file.txt, and I'm going to open it in write mode. So I'm going to be able to alter it directly from my Python script. Now to do that, I'm going to write a lowercase w in there, which stands for write mode. And then as f, this just basically means that from now on, I can refer to my file.txt file as f, and the computer will know that I'm talking about my file.txt. And in here, I'm just going to write pass. Now, this keyword basically means that I'm not going to do anything yet. And now if I run this code, you can see that a new file was created here in my folder. Now this file is empty. I haven't written anything to it yet. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So instead of this pass keyword, I'm actually going to write f.write. And then in here, I'm going to write whatever I want to write to my file. Now, this is going to be my 5th month. So for example, May. So I'm going to put May in there, and then this is going to be 5. And now let me run this and open my file again. And you can see that May 5 is now in there. Now, the reason I've done this is because when you open your file in write mode, what happens is when you write something new to your file, that is actually going to overwrite the pre-existing stuff that you wrote to your file. So for example, if I add, December 12, and now if I run this code and I open my file.txt, you can see that the May 5 that was there before was overwritten by the new value December 12. Now there's actually a typo here, but you get the idea. So in case you don't want that to happen, instead of opening your file in write mode, you have to open it in append mode. And when you do that, everything that you write to your file is just going to be appended to the end of your file instead of overwriting the contents of your file. So I'm going to open it in append mode. It's lowercase a. And now instead of opening my file.txt, I'm going to open my income.txt, which is this file I had before. Now back at my Python script, instead of writing this, I'm going to write what I want to append to my file. So May 5. Now, if you just write it like this, what's going to happen is May 5 is just going to be added like this to your file. So directly after April 4. Now, this doesn't make any sense. It looks a bit weird. Now, what I want to do is actually create a line, or rather a paragraph between these two elements. So instead of doing just this, I'm actually going to add something which is called an escape character, so \n. Now this escape character basically does what I explained before. It basically just creates a paragraph between the last thing that's written in my file and this line that I'm going to append to my file. So now if I run this code and I open my file, you can see that May 5 is added in a different line to my file. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope it was easy to understand. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Like and subscribe to support the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.